What's up? In this video, I'm going to be walking you through literally every automation you need to scale to 10K or 100K a month or whatever revenue point you want. And I'm going to be literally breaking down almost every automation that we have, or the outline of every automation that we have. And just to be clear, we generated $10 million online last year for us and our clients. We're spending around $1 million a month in ads right now. We have around a 20 million follower portfolio. It's a little bit more now because we're halfway through the year. This is as of the beginning of 2025. We had 20 million followers, probably close to 25 million now. We've helped hundreds of clients over hundreds of industries. Some Stripe screenshots for proof. Goals of this channel: just to build a community of cool people, gain some reciprocity with the world, and attract top talent. Not here to sell you anything. I don't have a course or anything like that to sell you. All that I ask is that you give me feedback. If you absolutely hate the video, dislike it, leave some hate in the comments. And if you find anything valuable from it, just pay the fee, meaning subscribe or like. I do these videos for free. And I'm giving you all the sauce, putting you on game in this video. So every automation we need, basically I have it broken down into a few different pieces here. We have the marketing process, the sales process, and then the client delivery / onboarding / everything like that processes inside of there. So we'll start out with marketing because it's kind of the first thing. If we don't have any marketing, we don't have any clients, then we have no reason to need a sales process or delivery or anything like that. So marketing should be your first focus, right? For marketing, we have two main things. One is AI idea storage. So we're storing all of our ideas using AI in a custom GPT that's able to come up with ideas for us for content, for marketing ads, for anything like that. We use a lot of custom GPTs in here, and this is kind of what this automation stack looks like. And then also AI content, AI paid ads, and everything like that. I kept this one very simple. Everybody talks about this stuff. Pretty simple to get just basic marketing stuff figured out through this, and I'm not going to go super in depth on AI marketing, but I will say there's a lot of different things that you can use, a lot of different automations and systems and stuff like that for lead management, whether that be with the CRM, whether that be writing tweets, whether that be actually creating long form content using ARCads or one of those platforms. There's a lot of different pieces of the puzzle here that you can kind of do with marketing, but mainly what I want to focus on in this video is the sales process and everything on the back end of kind of just like the outline of what you need, right? So the first thing is our intent, no booking. So this could be a lead form, an opt-in, any sort of engagement, people liking posts that you can go and therefore retarget. And all of this stuff needs to be kind of set up to have this intent level. This is kind of the whole process is, marketing, they become intent, they book a call, that kind of stuff. And that's what we're going to go through in this video as well later on. But intent, no booking, basically, we need to have different sequences, right? So we need to have follow-up sequences whenever someone opts in. Whenever they fill out a lead form, we should be dialing them up. We should be contacting them immediately. And so the automations that we're using for that are going to be typically in Go High Level. We're going to be, setting up automations for if they opt in, they're going to be getting a text, they're going to be getting a voicemail, they're going to be getting email sequences. We send about 6 emails a day, and we send, 1 to 2 SMS a day for, usually to start out for like a week. Then after that week, they get into weekly for the next 3 months. And then after those 3 months, it goes to bi-weekly. And we send it literally forever, for as long as we want to, right? Now, we also have an internal notification. So whenever someone fills out anything that's an opt-in form, a lead form, anything like this, we also send that to Slack. So we do this mainly in GHL as well. We just send directly from Go High Level to Slack. This is just an internal notification saying, hey, this person filled out, a lead form or an opt-in form, or they basically just like opted in to get something from us, right? And we also use our conversion API. So if we're running meta ads, we typically send back whenever someone hits this intent phase. We're going to send back to our Pixel, our conversion API. We're going to send back lead, submit, or complete registration, simply what we use at this stage. We do this all inside of Go High Level as well. So we do conversion API as opposed to the Pixel. We do almost all of its conversion API. We track page views through the Pixel, but that's pretty much it. Conversion API is a lot better for running meta ads, so this is something that we use. We typically send back lead in this stage, but you can really test out and test, different pieces, different standard events in here. So you can test lead, submit application, complete registration, anything like that. And then you're going to put them into a long-term nurture sequence. And this is, like I said, after that first 3 months is up, then they're going to start getting emails bi-weekly pretty much forever. And that's just going to be on a generalized email list, right? Next up is when they book a call. So this is slightly more intent than, obviously an intent no booking. If they're expressing that they're booking a call, they obviously have more intent than someone who just didn't book a call. So this is kind of the next stage of the process. Here we're using a call confirmation sequence. This is going to be an email. We typically send, again, 6 emails a day before that call for the first, or we have that scheduled 7 days out, but typically people aren't booking in 7 days out. They're booking in 2 to 5 days out typically. And that's, kind of the ideal range we like to put them in so that we can deliver as much value and as much emails beforehand and as much value beforehand as well. And again, these aren't emails like, hey, your appointment's coming up to, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Like, those emails just don't work. You got to have value-based emails. They're, sharing stats, sharing news articles and different things like that. Articles from competitors, articles from other people, reviews, how the system works. Explain it all so that when your salesperson hops on, it's just like, okay, this is just like a checkout call, basically. It's not like a sales call where you have to have a super high-pressure sales team or anything like that. It's purely just a checkout call, okay? So you want your salespeople to be cashiers. Again, we have an internal notification, as with everything. And then we send back to our conversion API. We typically use schedule. You can also use complete registration. Obviously, don't use complete registration on both of these, but we send back schedule as the standard event for a booked call. Then we remove from the intent automation. So we're basically going to have an automation that says whenever they book a call, they're going to get removed from all these sequences here, right? So that's kind of what we like to do in there, right? Next thing up on this process is our EOC form. This is after the call. Even if they don't show up to the call, we fill out this form. This EOC form basically talks about it's an end of call form, right? After the call, did they show up? Did they not show up? What was their level of intent? Did the salesperson close? If so, how much did we cash collect? Did they get a down payment? And all these things, again, have an internal note that's added. This internal note goes into Slack as well as Go High Level Notes so that we can look at that note on the people so we can have a clear handoff. Like yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, I was talking about employee handoffs inside of our operations. Right? So this is super, super important to have clean handoffs, is to have a really good note, whether that person closed or not, because you never know. They might come back 6 months later, and then you're like, okay, what happened to this person, or what was the deal with this person? Because I know I hopped on a call with them before, but I don't remember what the deal was. Did they pay? Did they not pay? Did they no-show? You at least need to have some sort of note in there. So we use the EOC form to add that note, as well as the call recording, which we record all of our calls pretty much with Loom, or sometimes Fathom. Sometimes salespeople prefer Fathom as well. We'll do that as well. They'll basically just input that inside of the EOC form, and then that'll get added into our Go High Level Note, so we have that track there forever. And then we also have our internal notification. So this is a notification that we use internally to basically send this EOC form to Slack so that we can review it, right? Now, next up is our client portion, right? And the first thing, obviously, everybody harps on onboarding. It is super, super important, and this will make or break the scalability of your business. But we basically have, again, an SMS and email sequence. We're sending them usually 1 email a day for the first 7 days. And this is a sequence to basically reinforce their decision, show them some testimonials, and give them the idea that they made a good decision. Now, this is basically the CTA on all of these emails is going to be leading them to a form, which is going to lead us to our data collection and storage, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this is going to basically lead to an onboarding form. We also, obviously, again, have an internal notification. We have our conversion API event where we send back purchase as our standard event. And then we also send back, I don't know why that just opened a new tab. We send back purchase as our standard event plus the amount that they paid. And this will help Facebook be able to optimize for people who spend the most amount of money possible, right? Now, we also have the doc that's signed. So it's like our contract, it gets signed, and then it also gets pushed into our client storage as well. We do all of our client storage and data storage inside of Airtable, right? So everything that we do from client data, we collect a lot of data points on every client and every lead as well. So we store all of that inside of our data collection in Airtable. And this works very, very well. We can get a lot of data on people that, they might not even know that we have at the time. But from the delivery standpoint, having a lot of data on them, and having a lot of data that, whether it's something that they filled out or something that we found online or something like that, that does add a lot into the process of being able to generate things with AI and using AI in the future. Now, we also, we aren't currently using ClickUp. We're using Airtable as our project management because we don't really have that big of a project management system right now. But as we continue to scale it up, we'll switch to ClickUp, making that transition very, very soon. But yeah, I like ClickUp a lot. I think it does very, very good work for creating tasks. So right now, we create all of our tasks inside of Airtable, but in the future, we'd create them inside of ClickUp. This would kind of be like the home base for project management, right? So that's what ClickUp does really well, is project management. So we can create all the different tasks for that new client. So, if you watched yesterday's video and you followed the part about having a standardized journey, then you can say, okay, I have 15 tasks that needs to be done for every single client. And those tasks can all be created as soon as a new piece rolls in ClickUp, right? So as soon as a new client rolls in, we can create all those tasks right in a new ClickUp project management piece, and basically make sure that everything gets done. Make sure there's nothing that's unassigned or anything like that. And from there, we can take that and build out our SOP library, build out any sort of AI things we need, whether that's an AI VSL, whether it's sending it off to a team member to do something, we can basically build that out from here, right? And then from there, we can get custom platform access as well. Should be pretty self-explanatory there. And to be clear, what I mean by custom platform access is we have our own custom platform that they log into to get data, to look at all of our course platform and everything like that. It's all a custom platform that we have built up for ourselves, so they get access to that as just a webhook. Now, offboarding, we send them always a wrap-up email whenever someone offboards, so they get a simple email. It's like, hey, here's the deal. Your Go High level is going to be canceled. All this stuff's going to be canceled. If you want to continue it, though, we do have upsells and continuity, right? So if you're upselling something, like if you have something that's a software that gets upsold after someone leaves, for example, Go High level, and they don't actually keep the rights to that thing, like we will upsell that at like $49 a month or $97 a month, depending on the type of client and the amount of data that they actually have in there and the value that it's actually providing them. We'll upsell them at, usually 47, 49 bucks or like 99 bucks. We'll upsell them to that whenever they offboard. So that's another thing that we'll, pitch here. Okay, they want to keep their voice AI stuff. They can pay us $1,000. We'll release all of that to them so that they can have it and have the license to it and everything, right? So there's certain things like that we will make exceptions for, and we'll try to upsell them and still collect some cash even though they're not on our main package. So offboarding doesn't always mean that they're not a client in general. It might just mean that they're only a client on a certain portion of it. Maybe they don't need ads anymore, but they still need X, Y, and Z. They might still need their Go High level. So they can continue to pay us in continuity for that. And it might be cheaper, but we'll still get some cash in the door from it. And it also keeps that loop open so that if they ever want to upsell again or go back to the packages they were on, they can do that in the future. And we also ask for testimonials. We collect those pretty much all the way throughout our program. We don't do as good of a job as we probably should at collecting testimonials, to be clear, but that is, kind of one thing that we always do on offboarding. If someone's offboarding, if we got them good results, we'll say, hey, cool, no problem. By the way, would you mind giving us a testimonial? Boom, they'll give us a testimonial, and then we can kind of leverage that to get more clients on the front end, right? So that's kind of what it looks like. This is kind of our full automation system here and what this kind of looks like for us. If you have anything that you think that I missed or that you would want to add in, like I said, that I missed, just let me know. And yeah, also, any sort of questions you have or anything like that, you can just text me. I'll drop my number here. This is my personal cell, so anything that you need, just shoot me a text. And if you're interested in getting any sort of automations or anything like that built out for your business, just text me the word scale, and I'll be able to help you from there. But yeah, I'm not here to pitch you. I would rather just communicate with you, like I said, build a network, gain access to top talent, and that kind of thing. And so that's the real reason that I'm doing these videos. But yeah, text me. Would love to connect with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.